and a good evening. I'm Madshani Gamage with Prime TV News. A look at your headlines first. 100th anniversary of the Siri Vajira Rama Dhamma School held under the patronage of the President and Prime Minister. Minister Vijay Dasa reveals of a criminal act. Final Kumbal Perahera of the Kandy SLF Festival parades tonight. And in news overseas, 370 dead and 800,000 displaced in Kerala floods. And now for the news in detail. The 100th anniversary of the Siri Vajira Rama Dhamma School in Bambalapitiya was held under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The centenary commemoration was held at the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall. It was presided by the Mahanayaka of the Amarapura Mahanikaya, the Most Venerable Kotugoda Dhammavasa Thera. The first copy of the commemorative book compiled to commemorate the event was presented to President Maithripala Sirisena. Expressing his view on the occasion, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that Dhamma education has always been a great help in shaping life spiritually. The Prime Minister said that they received spiritual education from Dhamma schools and with links to their temples. He said he considered this link as very important. According to his view, spiritual education can be received only through Dhamma schools. It cannot be obtained from a school. He added that they can receive solutions to problems in society through Dhamma schools. The State Photography Awards Ceremony 2018 was held at Nelumpukuna Theatre under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. The National Association of Photographers, the Art Council of Sri Lanka, Ministry of Higher Education and Cultural Affairs and Department of Cultural Affairs jointly holds this ceremony with the purpose of popularizing the art of photography and to enhance the quality and good taste towards photography. Awards were presented appreciating the veteran photographers who are accomplishing exceptional work in promoting this art towards the local as well as international arena. Chaya Rupa Abhimani, the lifetime certificate, was presented to veteran photographer Henry Rajakaruna by the President. The President presented awards to the winners who achieved first place representing the fields of human interest, environmental impact, lifestyles, culture, bio and geological sceneries, news and media, sports and the open section. Among those present on the occasion was a group including Minister Vijay Dasa Rajapaksa and State Minister Mohanlal Grero. Meanwhile, Minister of Higher Education and Culture, President's Counsel Vijay Dasa Rajapaksa has said that it is a criminal act if Mahinda Rajapaksa or Chandrika Bandaranaike took initiatives to hand in nominations again for a presidential election. Accordingly, a person who hands over nominations will be subject to a 3-year prison term. The minister made these references at a media conference held in Colombo. The minister said that former President Mahinda Rajapaksa is not qualified to contest the upcoming presidential election. He said that according to the provisions of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, a former president is barred from contesting any presidential election. The provisions stipulate that no president can hold the executive presidency for more than 2 terms. He pointed out that some groups are trying to establish a notion that former President Rajapaksa could contest in the coming presidential election based on certain legal arguments. This is a criminal offence due to misapplication of the oath given in the Presidential Elections Act according to Section 190 of the Penal Code. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa has said that he would seek the opinion of the Supreme Court with respect to contesting the presidential elections again. He expressed this view to media after participating in a function held at Markandana in the Piliyandal area. Legal experts claim that only the President in office can seek the opinion of the Supreme Court with respect to a constitutional matter. In addition, the Parliament can seek the opinion with regard to a bill. The former president has a serious problem at this time as to who is going to contest for the presidential election and whether he can obtain 50.1% of the vote. As such, legal experts believe that these attempts are being made in the hands of the activists of the Podujana Peramuna and his followers, leaving aside the legal situation. The final Kumbal Perahera of the Asala Perahera Festival of the historic Sri Dalada Maligava of Kandy is scheduled to parade the streets tonight. The Asala Perahera Festival of the Kandy historic Sri Dalada Maligava is now in progress. The fourth Kumbal Perahera paraded the streets last night. The Kumbal Perahera wended its way along the Dalada Vidya, E.L. Senanayaka Vidya and returned to the Dalada Maligava via Raja Vidya. The relic's casket was carried by the Singharaja Tusker, accompanied by the Mian Raja and Burma Raja Tuskers. The Perahera comprised many segments including traditional dancing. Large crowds gathered on either side of the route to view the Perahera. The final Kumbal Perahera is scheduled to parade the streets tonight. In the meantime, action has been taken to operate a special train service for the convenience of devotees who are participating in the Asala festival. Accordingly, a special train service will be operative from Colombo Fort to Kandy and vice versa, with effect from tomorrow until the 25th of this month to cater to the needs of the devotees participating in the Asala festival. Still on local news, 29 suspects who had brought narcotics for a party held in the night at a hotel in Mount Lavinia have been taken into custody. The police arrested the suspects during a raid carried out based on a tip-off received. The suspects were taken into custody by the police after placing road obstacles with the support of the police special task force. The suspects were in possession of nice narcotics, Kerala ganja and illegal cigarettes. The police said that there were 2 females among the suspects. The suspects were produced in the Mount Lavinia Magistrates Court. 14 male suspects and a female suspect were released. The other 13 suspects and the female suspect were remanded until tomorrow. The Mount Lavinia police are pursuing further investigations. Meanwhile, 5 Buddhist monks who are in remand custody over the ragging of a Buddhist monk, a first-year student of the Ruhanu University, were produced in the Mathura Chief Magistrates Court today. The arrested 5 Buddhist monks are second-year students of the university. Mathura Chief Magistrate Pavitra Sanjeevani Patirana further remanded them until the 9th of November. The ragging incident has taken place on the night of July 18th. The Mathura police said that the monk who had been subject to ragging has ended his higher education. The 5 suspected monks have been arrested under the Ragging Act. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa has said that the situation that has been brought to Buddhism is regrettable. He was addressing a public meeting in Ratapaswala. It is no secret as to the maximum contribution made by former president in nurturing organizations such as the Bodubala Sena, although he has now expressed concern over the situation accorded to Buddhism today. The Metsevana Buddhist Education Faculty at Pilana in Gaul was declared open by his brother, former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Bodubala Sena General Secretary Galagodatte Gnanasara Thera had extended this invitation to him. This monk has been convicted for contempt of court and imprisoned. Gnanasara Thera was found guilty of threatening Sandhya Eknaligoda, the wife of Prageet Eknaligoda, for his disappearance during the past regime. Sri Lanka was even accused by the United National Human Rights Commission due to the attacks smeared targeting various places of religious worship by extremist organizations such as the Bodubala Sena, which is led by Galagodatte Gnanasara Thera. The previous regime did not take any notice of frequent appeals made by religious leaders and civil organizations to take legal action against persons involved in such illegal activities. However, the present government took immediate action to the altercations created by this extremist organization in several areas, including Teldenia in Kandy, in March this year. Also, the Terrorist Investigations Division succeeded in taking into custody even MPs involved in such clashes. 4 such MPs taken into custody in this manner were members of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna represented by the former president. It is under such a background that the former president is talking about the Buddha Dhamma in Ratupaswala. The people of the area demonstrated on 2nd August 2013 demanding drinking water. But it was under his regime that the army was deployed to the area and fire was opened at demonstrators. Even the former president mediated in dispatching Brigadier Desha Priyagunawardana, who was responsible for the shooting incident, for foreign service. It is very clear that the former president, who rejected written requests from the Mahanayaka Theras to halt the conduct of races round the Dalda Maligawa, is expressing concern over Buddha Dhamma purely for his security. Attention is drawn to whether the former president is making such statements to protect himself from the real situation of the interrogations made by the Criminal Investigations Department on the abduction of Keith Noya, the former deputy editor of the nation's newspaper. The case concerning the abduction and torture of journalist Keith Noya was taken up for hearing in the Mount Lavinia Magistrates Court today. The case was taken up for hearing in the presence of Additional Magistrate Lochana B. Vikrama. Former Army Chief of Staff, retired Major General Amal Karunasekara, who is in remand prison with respect over the abduction and torture of Keith Noya, was produced in courts today. The State Council, on behalf of the Criminal Investigations Department, submitted a further report on the progress of the investigations. The court said that although information was sought from the Defence Secretary with respect to the statement recorded by the CID officials from Keith Noya in Australia, it had so far not received it. A further report on the statement was recorded from former President Mahinda Rajapaksa concerning the incident. Taking into consideration these facts, the magistrate remanded the 8th suspect, Amal Karunasekara, until the 27th of this month. Further hearings will take on that day, while the bail order will also be considered. Journalist Keith Noya served as the deputy editor of the Nation newspaper. He was abducted while returning home after ending his duties on 22nd May 2008. After assaulting him, he was dumped near his house the following day. Meanwhile, the Speaker's media unit in a statement said that certain media were expressing various views on the statement recorded from Speaker Karu Jayasuriya with respect to the investigations carried on the attack of Keith Noya. Statements have been recorded from newspaper editors and several journalists with regard to the incident, and the police informed the court that it required a recorded statement from the Speaker. Accordingly, a statement was obtained from the Speaker with the knowledge of the judiciary. The Speaker emphasized that the related statement was not made with malicious intent towards any party, but only to extend support to fulfill law and justice as disciplined citizens. The 11 fishermen who went missing after their fishing boat met with an accident off the Hikkadwa Seas have been rescued safely. They have been rescued with the support of the Navy and several other fisheries trawlers. The fisheries boat had ventured into the sea from the Ambalangoda Fisheries Harbour at around 8 a.m. yesterday. It had met with an accident at around 5 p.m. The boat Lakshan had encountered this accident in the seas close to the Ambalangoda Fisheries Harbour. Officers of the Southern Naval Command, with the support of fishermen, launched an operation throughout last night to rescue the fishermen. They succeeded in rescuing all the 11 fishermen this morning. The 3 suspects linked to the theft at the Matara jewellery shop have been identified at the identification parade held today. The suspects were brought to Matara Magistrates Court under strict security. They were presented for the identification parade before the Matara Additional Magistrate Kusum Vitarana. 2 witnesses have identified all 3 suspects. The identified suspects are Koskoda Taraka, alias Dharmakirti Taraka Pereira Vijayasekara, who is the main suspect, his brother Dharmakirti Madhuka Nirmal, and Atula Kitsiri Kumara, alias Nara Malamala. The case was postponed until the 24th of this month.